Welcome back everyone to Let's Play Decisive Campaigns Barbarossa, episode number 27? I'm starting to lose track, but I think it's 27, 26, 27. Anyway, here we're going to do the history first, to remind myself, to remind you what exactly is going on. But it probably doesn't need much attention beyond the fact that we know this is it, this is everything. Well, I don't know if it's everything, but it's everything to me, put it that way. We click forward with my left hand to avoid carpal tunnel with my right. Okay, here we go. So I've been through this a couple times now to try to suss out what's the important information. Mostly what I've been interested in looking at is that pocket. I guess this is an HQ because I found it a little strange to see anything moving away from the front down in the south. Movement inside the pocket, which is very interesting. Now this southern pocket, which is nearly completed now, it is not of high interest to me. They can shuffle all they want. Really, I enjoy that they shuffle to remove their own entrenchment, but it's just a foregone conclusion. It's good for them to reshuffle, in fact, to get below 200, so they don't have the attack stack penalty. But otherwise, here's the big stuff. They are going to take that marsh too, right? I thought. They're definitely pulling back. There it is. So lots of pressure coming on me. I think we may even be lucky that they didn't attack to try to break out, because it looks like a formidable force. And at this point, I think every turn from now on, if we attack them right now, they probably aren't suffering big penalties from supply, but I think going forward they will. Yeah, there's a little bit of interesting movement in the north. I was looking at that, trying to see if there's anything I could do. I would probably not take too long on this. Yeah, they mostly move forward in the south. There is some developments around Leningrad, and that we are going to find some big stacks there. I think they might have deployed a whole nother conscript army. And look at that, that's quite a few people. Just still moseying around in the South Farm Group South. And then putting more pressure on the east side of Guderian. And Guderian everything relies on Guderian. I really don't think it's overdramatic to say that. Okay, so this is their one attack. It was just a disaster for them. I mean, it's actually a blessing to me that they did this. We lost one unit of heavy infantry, one unit of trucks, and one of some guns. They lost 8,400 conscripts and 400 cav, and also some AT. So that was delightful that they did that. We'll see if we can take advantage of it, though. I'm not sure we can. They're a little bit aggressive on the southern part of Guderian. 4th Army has a lot of work to do. Thank goodness 4th Army, just to remind you, 4th Army, 9th Army, and both 2nd and 3rd have the action point bonuses for good relations with the commander. The shuffling down here I don't really pay much mind to. Yeah, they do kind of pull out. That's right. I remember now. So they give us the bridge, which I'm extremely happy about, because that's what I was... Yeah, and this is the strengthening of the front near... I forgot the name of that one. But basically on the road to Stalino. They're tightening up over there. Yeah, this is the forces near Moscow, kind of rolling over the empty front. I mean, I don't blame them. This is the decision we made, was to abandon our effort there to get the pocket going. Some shifting, more Leningrad, shifting, and we're done. Okay, good. Let's get to it then. Oh, first, stats. I almost forgot. I'm gonna cut away, but a big drop, finally. So, and we had a big climb because our reinforcements came in. So we have, this is roughly 90,000. And guess what? It corresponds to roughly 90,000, so 80,000. I guess 80,000 here. Maybe they had somebody pulled back. Is it more than? It's more than 80,000 for sure. So they had more losses than we sustained casualties. I'm not sure how that works. I wasn't aware that the Soviets did have to pull units off the front, but that's what happens. We're gonna mix things up and start with Army Group South. I think this is gonna be a lot of fun because it's a lot of cleaning up and there's actually not too much activity. First thing we're going to start off by doing is claiming the other side of this river for real. So the reason why we don't have any bridge building going on in Army Group South is because we didn't capture this territory technically until the beginning of our turn, so it's like capturing it during our turn. But next turn, we'll actually start getting some percentage chances to, to rebuild this bridge. And my plan is just to cycle people in and out until we get that done. So in order to do this, I want to hold the line. So the hold line is like mantra across the front. I'm going to take 2 people and put them across the bridge, and 1 person to take this. Probably next turn I may even abandon this road position. I just want to use it as a threat to menace these guys, one of which these units is going to move north to secure the line. We also have this situation where I'm just going to move down here to prevent that guy from attacking. I'm going to move this guy here, and then turns out the 17th Army individual is very useful, because now we have a secure front across the border with 2 places where they've actually crossed the river. I don't really mind that much. It's just going to be a little bit of a waiting game here. They have completely 100% supply and readiness, so we're going to wait for that to go down, except for this guy who's probably attacked into the city, but we'll wait for that to drop down until they're a little bit weaker, and then we can take it over. We'll probably use the 4th Romanian because, first of all, from a not completely brutal standpoint, they have experience taking Odessa, and this is a very similar situation. But, the reality is I don't mind losing the Romanians. Sorry to say. Otherwise, I think most of the stuff along this front is going to be probably just going to be exactly what we already have. Where the things are is where they're going to stay. As we get closer to the time to attack, we'll get the 5 sides of surround on this, which is going to thin out our Romanian forces. We'll probably have to spread our 11th Army in so they can continue to defend if they don't win. And I don't know. They're Romanian, so I don't have extremely high hopes. Down here, crazy planning shows me I can actually get a 5-sided surround on this unit, which I was not expecting, but that's just the merit of sometimes having the nice 20-point action point bonus for having a good relationship with whoever it is down here. I never remember. So we're gonna do this. I also didn't showcase this, but I guess it'll be clear from their starting readiness. Their readiness was awful. Most of these units were completely out of supply already. So yeah, we were in good shape here. I think they were already going to... Who knows if we needed to do a 5-sided surround. But I wasn't worried about whether or not we'd run out of action points before actually punching them out. So that was not my concern, and it turned out that wasn't... I didn't need to be concerned about that. Anyway, these guys are all now being pulled off the front, although none of them can move anywhere else. But in theory, I want 6th Army to replace the front here. In fact, we can even showcase their new... Ooh. Yes, in fact, I do want you to come in and help. So, we're going to do a 5-sided surround on this guy, and we'll use everybody who's available. I think that's everybody. We're a little bit over, but 150% bonus. We want to knock these guys out quickly, and I will cycle through these guys. So they do have some with high supply, and I think 50 readiness is the highest I'm seeing. But they do have a lot of units. So these 2 infantry, which we just... Sorry, 3 infantry, 2 of them at 55-ish, 1 at 45. Those are the ones I'm most concerned about. There's still some that have completely no supply remaining, and those, I suspect those are going to fall. Maybe even shatter pretty easily. And then we're going to push them back into 1 hex. So this is, right now, 9 units. And I don't remember how many down here, but we'll just see how many survive this. Oh my god. Wow, that went extremely well. Who survived? Not... Okay, you did not... Only 1 did not survive? Okay. So 8 went south, I guess. And this is a completely full hex. In fact, I don't even know if you can... store more than... No, I guess you can't store more than 20 and a half. What happens? This is only 16. But that's probably... That probably is true that that's the number. Anyway, we're going to have people shifting as well because I want to make sure that we are on 5 sides of surround for next turn. So we have to be a little bit aware of that. You go here. You go here so that you can go here. Now we have our 5 sides of surround. That's good. So everyone else can, in theory, just come in here. But we might also want to double defend. But at the same time, less readiness is lost, the less we move. So we could just do 1 on each of these. Keep this guy here just for safe measure. Good measure, I guess is the word. And probably shift 6th Army further south. But since we're not doing any more attacks this turn down in the south, we'll leave him there for now. Because I think we will do one more attack up here. Again, I'm a little bit willing to exchange lives for territory and for advancing. And basically for eliminating Soviet people. So it's probably not a very good attack. It went pretty well for us. 800 for 64. Yeah, this is definitely an exchange that I'm happy to make. 8 to 1. But I wasn't sure that it would go that well. We still took the chance it did it because, again, I'm willing to trade those lives for now, because I think it's worthwhile. We can pull this unit back as well. And why? Why would we want to do that? Well, actually, because after all of this movement with 6th Army, and thank you, 6th Army, you've done a wonderful job. Thank you as well, 17th Army. You've also done a great job. So we're going to move this unit here and move you here and do a 3-sided attack against this unit. Again, this is not necessary. I just want to start putting pressure on their conscripts. And it went extremely well, so, you know, nobody can argue the results, right? I don't think that I think that was a lucky result. Didn't have to go that well. So, just an FYI. And then, definitely the follow-up is interesting to me. And I think, I will move both of the high readiness, high action point units in so that we can do a 2-unit follow-up. Hopefully get some more done. Took more losses in the follow-up than we did in the original and really didn't kill that many more people. And I'm not going to move into this hex. I mean, it would be nice in some senses to do so, but it would take me outside the range I can go. You can see I really carefully planned this ahead of time. Maybe that was already obvious, but if it wasn't before, maybe it is now. I just have to get all this exactly right and then try to remember it. And yeah. Anyway, let's go up here and continue to hold the line on all the way to Kharkov. So we are completely connected from Zaporozhye all the way to Kharkov. It's all of our troops along this road. We completely occupy everything but the cities themselves. And we've got a kind of a World War I type front coming up. I mean, obviously we're able to punch through it pretty quickly since we just did so. And we are going to want to continue to do that at random points of time just to make sure they don't entrench too well. But, you know, they do have a sizable force here that we have to respect. I think that we already are superior to it, even though probably maybe in numbers they outnumber us, but just in quality of troops, the 4th Army is just, the 4th Army, 17th Army is a fighting machine at this point, right? They probably have a lot of experience. Although, honestly, I don't really see their experience going up above 40 oftentimes. Probably, I guess, the new recruits knock it back down. Anyway. But yeah, we have a huge advantage. We can really just push the front, the whole line. Maybe it's because of all the successful previous pockets we've eliminated. All the success at eliminating previous pockets is probably how that should be said. Alright, the big movement. 1st Panzer Group is switching sides all the way over to here. Staying on the road. But now we're going to start operating in the north. We have 15k fuel, which is great. And what I want to do is even use some motorized to attack these guys, push them out, just really essentially to support 6th Army for half a moment. Because these guys have such a good attack, it's hard not to. It's kind of the bottom line. So I'll do this. I think I'll get the Hungarians involved as well. And let's do this attack with these 3. 10% bonus. I think that although they have 64, they're at 68 and 41 readiness. We're attacking with motorized, the heavy troops. I think this should go well for us. Oops. Lost 200 apparently. Oh, but it's just the Hungarians, guys. Don't worry, it's just the Hungarians. Anyway, it went well. So 400 for 4,200. I mean, it's 10 to 1, even if it wasn't just Hungarians. But we didn't lose any of the German heavy troops. That's very good to see. No, I mean, this Hungarian motorized unit it works very well for us. It's able to get where we need it to go, and it does contribute. So, no complaints. No complaints. But we aren't actually going to move in and follow up. I mean, not that we could follow up anyway. I mean, technically we could, but we'd be crossing a river. And one of these units, there was already a unit in the hex there, so they kind of defend the retreating folks. So really what everyone else is going to be doing is just moving to the road. And next turn, we're going to be doing a big flood. I want to make sure that we're aware that the limit of my HQ, and it couldn't move any more this turn even if we wanted it to, is the bend in the road, the first bend. So we're just going to try to pull everybody, maybe I'll leave this on for a second. Yeah, just pull everyone just directly north. And I actually don't want any of my armor spending more action points. Any additional, even the territory that we didn't have at the beginning of the turn, I don't want them to take that. This is probably the one that will go ahead and advance in, and that will be the absolute limit of my advance. Take this territory so it's a little cheaper to get through next time. Again, Italian motorized, you can come up as well. Getting them on the road also serves the purpose, I mean, I didn't think about this before I started doing it, but it also serves the purpose that potentially it's easier to reinforce them. You know, get these 64 light Panzer, maybe replenish it a little bit better. Anyway, I think that everybody's going to be within range now. I can see some people still here. Hungarian cavalry. Oh, Cav. Here you go. Let me just go here. I don't know why I did that. I think I just simply wanted to do it. But yeah, the red line is following this river. So we are not allowed to cross, and I'm sure that there would be a red line indicating that. Yeah, there. If we were even able to. See some more people down here. Get you up to the road. And you up to the road. And that's it. So, 1st Panzer Group has redeployed. It took them 1 turn. I could advance further, but, well, I really can't. I could advance further and then advance backwards if I wanted to spend the fuel to do that. I've been very cautious about my fuel. I'm not even sure. It might be better to advance, take the territory, and then retreat, simply to avoid the additional action point cost for everyone moving through it next turn. But I'm not going to play that game. I'm just going to let well enough alone. Whatever comes next turn, we should have a nice fuel supply, where trucks are definitely not going to have a hard time reaching us. So just really relies on our rail. Just being able to break through with the rail. Eliminate this pocket. Looks like we're in great shape. Really, really good shape up here. And that's the entire turn as well. We don't really have anything more to do with 17th Army. If you're wondering, I don't know myself what I should be doing with them. We could be doing these really petty, I'm going to call them petty, like 2v1 attacks. Could be doing these, but I just don't see any reason to do it. Until we want to make the full push towards Stalino, and then don't even stop there, just go all the way to Rostov. So we're staging here. Honestly, if I wanted to, 17th Army could just take a rest. And actually there's some 17th Army units that I almost forgot about. These guys. Gonna get them to move as far east as they can. You can move where? We can move here, and I think we'll do that. Yeah, let's move there. So yeah, we got them out of the way. We have 3 units here, probably 1. I may want 1 unit to shift, just to defend that side. Okay, so I'm just going to keep saying this, we're in great shape. But this is, I think, because we've eliminated 2 enormous pockets. First of all, we had the Proskuro pocket, that seems like ages ago, doesn't it? And now we have, most recently, I don't even know what this would be called. Cherkasy pocket? It's closest to Cherkasy. Whatever this is, these like plains, is the pocket that this would be labeled. And for now, I'll just call it the Cherkasy pocket, because that's pretty much where it happened. And yeah, and then next turn, we will push. We'll see what's in Kursk. We'll see what's in Belgrade. It's all up to 1st Panzer Group at this point. My goal with this turn was just to get them into position that we can absorb a bunch of fuel, and then we're going to mush out. Mush. I don't know if we'll be able to get fuel after this. I really don't. So really, it's just going to be go get these 2 objectives secured. Once we have Kursk and Kharkov, we know that we can sit tight and fuel doesn't really matter. We can just use the Panzer Group as a defensive force, even as ludicrous as that sounds. And then we can use just 17th Army and 11th Army and 6th Army and everyone else can just go and secure Rostov for us. We'll see if 11th Army actually can go down and secure Sevastopol. I mentioned that before, but it's not going to be important because I think Kharkov is it's like sticking out like a sore thumb. I think we could easily take it if there was any priority for me to do so, I could do it very quickly even. And that's going to do it for south. Alright, let's return to our usual order. Go back to the Finnish theater. We'll save the best for last, which in my opinion is center. Finland's actually going to have a little bit of action. I've been thinking about it, and I think it's actually important to remember that these units won't get any replacements. So I'm going to push a little bit more aggressively against them. Try to take favorable attacks. And then just know that if we push hard enough in this area, there will be nothing. I don't know, is that impactful? Maybe, maybe not. In the main part, by Leningrad, I want to advance my troops, the southeast troops, even though they aren't as good on the offensive. I want them to advance and do this attack because we can get a pretty good three-sided attack. This might be the last action for this group. How many losses? Okay, it went okay. Probably about... maybe not quite as well as I was hoping still, but it went okay. Yeah, I mean, we're inflicting good casualties. We're pushing them back. So they're all here now. The question is whether or not to move in there, and that's, you know, always the question. But I do want to kind of switch things out now. So first of all, Southeast HQ can move there. You can't move anywhere. So what we want to do is start to get the other forces back involved. The Karelian HQ has the tough task of juggling multiple different, well, kind of like multiple different fronts. But other than that, we want to do this pretty aggressively so we're ready to attack this group next turn. If they stay, I mean, I don't know, if we want to attack them. But basically this, I think this pressure is good. I want to shift more Southeast armies over so we make sure we're always defending Viborg. And I'm going to leave these two over here for now, because they're just going to hold that hex. I mean, hell, they could even attack this guy in the marsh. We probably could have done that with forces. But you know what, now, at this point, and I made a mistake. Well, I want to attack this hex next turn, but we definitely couldn't attack that one. I just should have gotten... Oh, you... I wanted you to be able to move east. How many do we have here? We have 3. We have 1 here. And we have 3 here. So that's too many here. We need 2 there, and 1 there. Or 2, 3, and 1. Okay, so a little bit misplayed, maybe. Okay, this is Karelian. Can we shift anyone? No, you're southeast. Southeast, southeast. Karelian. Oh. Yeah, cannot. That's the closest we can do is move 1 that way. Which, you know what? That's what I'll do. Move that guy, so he'll be the one. So actually, I want this unit to be reinforced in the attacks here. It's the usual thing that the more units you can attack with, the more you just want to overwhelm them a little bit quicker. And that is the small but progressive update for the Finnish theater. Army Group North, I didn't focus on this enough from the history, but just when I was evaluating things more, Army Group North really has a great opportunity in front of it that there's only 1 unit in Narva. So this is what the entire turn for 18th Army is going to be about. It's about this attack right here. I can't overstate this enough that if we can take this, despite the fact that this 1 unit has maximum entrenchment, it's only 1 unit though. Oh my gosh, we did it. Now, that was actually very low casualties on both sides. It's so cool, we did it. Okay, wow, it's even more impressive that we can still do attacks. Well, some of them can still do attacks. I'll keep maybe the... I don't really need to keep anybody here, but... I'll keep this the higher readiness unit here, so that they can more easily transition over there. But now we have these guys surrounded. I don't think that there's anything we need to do with them. We could attack them this turn. They're already maximally entrenched though, so just really no need to. Well, I mean, we could do a 4-sided attack this time, or we could wait 1 turn and do a 5-sided attack. I like that better. So wow, this is huge success though. Huge success. Narva is free, and honestly... You can't attack across. Okay, you know what? I do need to shift some forces because more important is actually attacking across and taking that next turn. That would be great if we could secure the road. So again, I don't really care about Talon. Somebody mentioned that I am technically wearing down their entrenchment just by sitting outside. I really don't care. I think that we'll just come back for Talon at some point, but for now, these units are much better used on this side. So we can do 1, 1, 1, 1, and then 2. That'll be a full 5-side plus 1 extra, so 6 attackers. And that means 2 units will be free to do this attack across the river. If we don't take that, that's not the worst thing. I'm not, not everything relies upon this. But it's, yeah, I mean, we want to make progress towards Leningrad as quickly as possible. By the way, we are now at the point where the Finnish may decide to join the war. I'll start having to check the Army Group North stats. Which one is it? Well, I'll find it. I don't know where it is. I thought it was here, but I'm missing it. And maybe it's even here and I'm still missing it, but I'll come back about that. Yeah, I mean, I found it here at the very, very top. So, but it doesn't say conditions, and I'm pretty sure it's Narva and Luga. Anyways, that's... Now it's down to 16th Army. Well, I did pause and go look it up. The Finnish entry is controlled by Narva and Luga. So now that we have Narva, it's a 5% chance, and I don't know if it's 5% per turn increasing, cumulative, like 5, then 10, then 20, then 15, then 20. In which case, it's just like the bridges, the mean time to happen is probably around 5 turns or so. If it's just 5%, then we're looking at, not exactly, but roughly 20 turns, so huge difference. I don't know which one it is, but 5% if we have one of the two, in which case, it's our case. We have Narva, but not Luga. And when we capture the other one, it's 10%. And I'm not sure exactly how that works. Anyways, Cav, this one's pretty weak. It's holding the road. Even this unit appears to be low readiness, but very, very high entrenchment. And I do believe the entrenchment, because the fortification does give it a maximum of entrenchment of 250, which is pretty good. Despite the fact that this unit is very weak, I'm not sure if it's a good idea for us to try to attack in there, but let's at least try to punch out the Cav. Okay, pushed them back, did not eliminate them. Was hoping to even get a break there. But that happened pretty quickly, and it puts us in a good position to... We could actually go all the way around. What are the things I want to do this turn? I want to let Pskov just kind of starve out. We're gonna continue the siege of Pskov. That's what's happening down there, but I see that there's some weakness potentially here. In fact, what I'd like to do is attack probably with these 3 units against this Hex, which has... I guess these units may have been the ones who contributed in the attack last time and lost like 8,000 units. Because they're all below 50 readiness. And they are in the, well, not the plains, but the fields. It's almost identical. The same attack modifiers is 100% for everyone. Only difference is higher entrenchment. But because they attacked, I guess they don't have that higher entrenchment. So this seems like a really good idea for us to do, just to attack these guys while they're in the plains. And then if we are able to take them, which I assume we will be able to, we'll be cutting off other forces. They did suffer German heavy infantry losses, which you never like to see, but it actually preserves the tanks. And one thing I'm going to continue to beat this like a dead drum, like a dead horse, beat it like a drum. We are going to continue to push, constantly push, at the expense of tanks. I'm willing to sacrifice tanks at this moment for distance. Now, who should move in? This is an interesting thing. We probably want to push one of these guys out. And actually, the southeastern of the 2 hexes in the forest more has higher entrenchment and higher readiness. So I'd prefer to avoid attacking that one. We may want to do a little bit of a dance to jiggle some units around and attack this western one, which has lower readiness and lower entrenchment. So even though this one has 80 readiness, it's only 70 entrenchment, 76, 65. And then this very depleted unit with low readiness, also still entrenched, but what I think we can do is move this unit up here We can move you here, and we can move you there. Now we can still get 4 sides of surround, get a good bonus. 80% attacking with 261 versus 105. It could, I mean, we'll just see how the losses go in this one. Hopefully not too high. So 2 and Panzer 2. 2 heavy infantry, and actually 1 SS and 1 heavy infantry, as well as 1 Panzer 2. But we were able to push them back. They lost, you know, just shy 70,000 of 7,000. 70,000, I wish. Okay, and we'll go ahead and how do we want to play this? So yeah, how do we want to play this? I guess the infantry we want them to move in for sure because we want them staged for the attack next turn. We can shuffle some forces from 16th Army into the hex below here so they don't escape. Oh, I mean maybe even these guys. So this unit I want to leave to cover this set of hexes. I may want to do some shuffling here though. Okay, so let's move the motorized north for sure. Actually, I want to do a follow-up attack. Okay, let me just think about this for a second. A follow-up attack with the 2 motorized makes the most sense, and then 1 can go forward. We'll leave this open, technically in theory kind of leaving it vulnerable, but I can always move a unit up here. In fact, maybe the armor is best to defend there, since I don't want them attacking into the forest anyway. Then we just need 1 unit to cover this, 1 unit can stay there, and then 1 unit can assist with this unit, just to make sure I can get 1 unit over there. Yeah, let's move you. I'm moving the lower readiness, believe it or not. Should I have done that? Move the higher readiness here, even. Just 1 unit. You're going to stay there. We have 2 units defending here, and 1's the 9-9 readiness as well. Although, in theory, I do want to shift forces forward more. But, it's, you know, to get you into the battle, it's the same either way. Okay, we'll do this. We'll have it just as I've done it. I have an extra unit here. Yeah, they'll go up and assist on that. And then, yeah, we will do this attack with the 2 motorized into the forest. Just to follow up, trying to get more kills from lower readiness units. And wow. We got a ton of damage in that one. Holy cow. For only the loss of 400 heavy infantry, we took out almost 10,000 conscripts. And those are not going to be replaced, right? So we know that whoever's the highest readiness is moving in. Actually, no, I want the lower readiness moving because this is my only point of defense between these 2 pockets now. So in theory, although they have pretty low readiness on this northeastern side, but in theory this unit could be attacked to try to like you know, get the forces back connected. So actually what I think I want is, although I just moved you a whole bunch, I think I'm going to move you back over here to shore up our defenses in that hex. And I feel pretty good about that as a turn. So just continue to let these guys slowly starve it out. 68-14. This could be better. But I don't really care about it. If they try to reunite here, well, they're both still cut off. They're just going to waste. I mean, that would be a good thing for me, because they'll deplete themselves on the attack. You are not where you should be, for sure. Okay, you could move in there, but I don't think that that's the useful thing for you to do. It's probably move in there and then move north, which is what it's suggesting. Yeah, I mean, out of all the options, I like that the best. Not a really good job, not a really good task for this guy. Because, I mean, we're running out of plains and we're running out of even woods. Maybe some fields over to the east he can get to. Well, this is basically free to do. I don't really care about controlling the northwest swamp area. For now, at least. I mean, maybe the 18th Army will worry about that. Gosh, I think that this is where we're going to leave it then. Let's just at least move our headquarters up a little bit more. So that gets a lot of our units in. If I can move 1 more, which I can. It's a little risky, though, to do it, because then it'll put me in harm's way. I'm already kind of in harm's way when I'm here, but... Let's shift you over. You're just pure... Yeah, you don't... You're able to move... Good, yeah, you can move 35. You don't have to worry. So the 4th Panzer Group headquarters is also motorized, so it can't move from the swamp. Can't move over swamp. But the 16th Army headquarters is infantry, so it can. So I can do something like this if I want. I think I'm fine staying where I am. Honestly, the best place is probably in the same location. I'll move here. I don't know why I did that, but okay, it's fine. I highly doubt that they're going to want to attack that unit. It wouldn't really make sense. It doesn't help them. Who knows? I mean, it's Soviet commander can do whatever it wants. And that's going to call it for Army Group North. I was going to say save the best for last with Army Group Center, but it's not really the case. I think that the main action's already done, and now we're just tidying up. So... yeah, let's get to the action at hand then. So there's a few places that I think we can attack and be reasonably successful. I think that this city, so that we can start clearing out, getting the rail swapped over, will be good. And I didn't expect to lose many people. They were already pretty low on supply, I believe. Anyway, it did fall with only 200 losses for us. And yeah, I'll consider that good enough. There are these couple of troops which have low entrenchment, low readiness. We can see 0 supply here, 0 supply, and 100 supply on one of them. Which makes me think, do we want to attack this turn or not? We also have 4 supply, 0, 0, 0, 3, 4. So this is actually a better opportunity. What I'd even like to do, if we could, is do more than just this, but let's go ahead and do this attack with everyone. So this is all 4 groups, but I expect with the 2 HQs we just blow these guys out of the water. So I don't want to do the attacks when we don't have this expected huge avalanche victory, but I do want to do the attacks on the ones where we are expected to have that effect. Mainly because, okay, there's a plus side and a downside. The plus side is we're consolidating more forces into smaller hexes, which means that we'll be able to attack them better. But at the same time, in a weird way, although we're decreasing the surface area, I mean, I guess let's call this the surface area. The volume is decreasing. Well, anyways, the number of troops that we expect per hex, I think will go up as we compact this group, and that will mean that they're like, look at this. This is 602. Now, there's literally nobody I can get to attack this. Okay, not literally. There is 1 infantry unit I could get to attack this, but that would be suicide. That would actually be great to attack. The downside is it's in the marsh. That's why none of my armored units can attack it. So this is kind of interesting that we have this 602 that we can't really attack, because they would just take crippling losses. Another thing, though, is a lot of these units are actually still in supply. So we know what we want to do. We want to make sure that we reinforce very heavily any of the hexes which are around here. We may even want to do an attack to push further east, just as a way of adding to the buffer. Not that we have any real designs on Kaluga in the near term, but we have Smolensk. This is actually huge, right? This is the Smolensk pocket, somebody has called it, and I'm perfectly okay with keeping that name. So we'll keep it as the Smolensk pocket, but it's really the pocket of Smolensk, Vyazma, and Bryansk all together. And maybe even more than that, you know, it was a big pocket. Nonetheless, Smolensk pocket it'll be called. And what do I want to do with this? So, yeah, if anybody has this higher amount... Oh, wow. I wonder why that's happening. So these guys have all been attacked already. The river does it run south? Okay, it's only to the northwest. There's no river here, which means that if I pump units in, and they can do an attack, that's not a bad thing to do. And these guys have all been attacked, so they have no entrenchment, they have no readiness, and they have basically no supply. So I think it's a pretty good idea, I would say, to do a follow-up attack in this instance. So we'll do with all 3 people, maybe all 3 people. I mean, we certainly don't plan on attacking the city this turn, because there are some with still high supply consumption. Now, that's an HQ. That's another HQ. We don't really care about those. Are there any units in here? 29. In fact, this is really depleted. I did not... Okay, there it is. There's the garrison with 150. That's already significant enough. We'll just let that guy wear on a little bit. They do have a lot of forces in this. Yeah, back to the HQs with 20 and 100 next. Okay, so they only have one unit of consequence, but I'm also surrounding it by a lot of units that are not infantry, and I prefer to attack with infantry. So that kind of gives me the green light, and I guess we'll check here. Yeah, gives me the green light to attack these guys, just do a follow-up attack. It's only HQs and one depleted conscript group. This should be battle should go our way. And it did. I mean, we shattered the one troop, the one garrison. Sorry, the conscripts. And the 2 HQs retreated, but, you know, they... Look at them, they retreated to an area which is not all that great. Right into my path. I think we'll still hold off on attacking this guy. But that HQ group is probably a very good candidate for being attacked. Now, with 4th Army, I do have one consideration, which means I probably should even start in the south. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be attacking as a means of defending Gomel. You know, the best defense is a strong offense. What we want to do is try... So this unit, where it is right now, where I want 4th Army to be, I cannot move 4th Army up and to the right, but I would like to do that. Because that's the only way I can extend my reach to... Okay, we can still get here. I mean, I want to move closer to that direction, but I might need to wait one more turn. What I was planning to do is attack this, but I'm actually having second thoughts. I'll probably cut away and reconsider this a little bit more. There are some attacks which are gimmies. I mean, just absolute givens that I'm going to do, like attacking this unit. But I thought of attacking this unit, and then pushing them back, but staying to the north so that they were within the range of 4th Army if it moved up and to the right once. Well, I had to step away, but they gave me a chance to reconsider what I was trying to do here. I think what we're going to do is switch over to the north. I can do a few things, push these guys back. Was actually expecting better conditions than that, considering you know, we're attacking armor. But, I mean, we did push them back. I don't really know what the value of that was, since it didn't go as well as I was hoping. Still going to move back a little bit so that 9th Army can shift southeast, get them a little bit closer. We'll do an attack on this motorized just to eliminate them. We'll pluck all the surrounding forces for that. Should be just an instant kill. That's exactly what it was. So, 9,000 troops down the drain for the Soviets, and those are their good ones. Yeah, so I think we will still shift pink to the south. Purple, maybe not. 3rd Panzer Group, that's now another consideration, is the fact that we can get up until this point, but we don't want to cross the river. So moving here or here is perfectly fine, and we'll probably move... I mean, we could just do this. Yeah, okay, that helps a little bit. We could go one more, but then it would go 1, 2, 3. It's 3 tiles off. We're not doing too bad, and I mean, honestly, Smolensk might not be a bad spot for the next... No. We'll probably make Vyazma the next hub. I'll have to check and see how rail's doing, if it's already stretched too thin or not. But the next order of business is kind of just shoving up all of 9th Army close to the city, filling in the gap, and switching this infantry over when it can. Switch over. So move over here. We could probably do this attack. Just to get that guy out of the way. Keep our buffer strong. I mean, that went very well. It didn't actually get in the shattering. I was kind of expecting them to break, and they did not, but that's okay. So we'll do this, and we'll probably move 2 in there. Why? Because we now have the infantry are starting to move in, which is good. In fact, can infantry? No. Okay. So basically just moving everybody, pushing everybody as far forward as we can, really. I might have one unit here to hold the gap. And then shove everyone else forward. So you will just stay where you are. You will come south to here perhaps. Hold that a little bit better. And you will hold here. We have units here, can start moving in. Double up. Can we move this one here? Anybody in this can just move out. Yeah, we have 3 infantry holding there. We have 2 motorized, which is pretty good. 2 armor there. And then this is the weak point. The weakest point, I would say. Because we're going to strengthen this 70 Panzer with something good. Give me a second. I'm sure that we will. Yeah, so this infantry is going to move all the way up here. This cav is probably going to move here. And then this infantry is going to move here so that we have really good combined arms on the defense. I like that. Okay, so then we're just going to fill in the gaps for the rest. I think that I will take the 98, move them south, and attack in with all 4, just to really blow this unit up. Thought that that would go a little bit better even, but this wasn't terrible. Our readiness probably started a little bit too low, so it was the 15th that took losses. And they had very low readiness, I bet. We'll move them in anyways. It's a little bit, like, kind of almost sorry about it, but move them in, and then we're going to do some shuffling around after that. You're going to move here, and you're going to move here. So we have our full front. 4th Army, yeah, I mean, we can shift them southeast, but we might just leave them exactly where they are for one more turn. I think that we'll just do this attack. So where can you move? Not really where I wanted you to go. Let's see, move you there, you there, you here. Anybody go across? I think we'll just keep you where you are, and you'll be moving next turn. Probably this as well, and we'll get you into Smolensk. Yeah, so you'll stay there, and you can prepare for the attack next turn. You guys are both going to attack this HQ. Might as well cut that guy off. Not that it really matters. Okay, still, this guy just won't die. And can we get... We actually can't go in there. It's so funny. Maybe it's worth having a unit cut off just to take it. But you know what? I'm okay. It doesn't really matter. They're going to lose supply anyway. And I mean, they're already losing supply. We'll let them retake the fort. I don't know if it'll matter very much. At this point, we're not worried about the fort as much as we're worried about keeping them cut off and out of supply. I would like a little bit more information here. So part of me is wondering whether or not I should be doing an attack on this unit, which is not like not depleted at all. Also a little bit more information here. So this is maybe also not a good candidate. 10 on here, 172, but that's an HQ. There's only 3 units here. They would be pretty easy to take down, but you know what? Waiting one more turn means that this cav is going to go from 45 and even lower. So you know what? I think we will just hold the line here. It's very tempting. Okay, we could... How would we do this? Yeah, there's really no way for us to move in and take it, unfortunately. I mean, to move in and stay within supply range, unless I move this guy back, which I don't want to do. I could move him here, but that would be a little bit weird. I mean, this is part of the reason why I was going to attack and then move back, because that would probably defend Gomo, but if this 154th over here decided to be particularly brazen, it wouldn't. Then they would just take it. So, you know what? We'll stay where we are. I think that was already really enough for this turn. We probably could finagle a few other things. It's not really necessary. I'm going to just at least deem it not necessary. Ultimately, the 4th Army does need to decide what it's doing, though. I mean, I guess this attack seems like it could make sense, though. because we're going to have 4 sides of surround. It'll be from 2 different army groups, but it's pretty potent. Okay, that's fine. And then we will not attack with the motorized so they can keep their defensive bonus. Yeah, there is a sizable number of forces here, so maybe even the armor should keep their defensive bonus. Okay, fine. We'll let well enough alone. And let's just hope that that holds. Yeah, we have 2 particularly weak spots. I mean, I guess 3, but I consider these 2 the weak spots. Okay. Good luck, gentlemen. 1 more turn, and then I will declare that we have done it. Even though we've already done a lot, even if they were to break back out at this point, their forces would take a while for readiness to recover, and I think we would just hopefully just push out. We would take more casualties, but it would still be a good result. And that's going to do it for this turn too. All right, here we go. Didn't have anything else to do, by the way. No execute an escape. What? Did you see that on the bottom? Am I going crazy? Anyway, I didn't have anything more to do. No cards to play even. Although I thought about switching the artillery in a couple of places. I think I did move 1 HQ, the 16th, up in the north. Anyway, there it is, 18th Army headquarters. What's happening here? 17th Army almost got the new artillery, but I decided to wait 1 more turn because I think 8th has some stuff yet to do. Wow, nothing. Just really nothing. That was crazy. What was that? I'm going to have to go back. Oh, enemy objectives and strategy have been revealed by the foreign press. There's a small chance the opposing side's objective and strategy being revealed. This is tested each turn from early September onwards. Okay, well that's interesting. Let's go check out what that is. Do we get lucky really early on then? USA policy obscure. Unlikely to enter the war now. Wait, what? Well, you're a couple of months early, buddy. The Führer, after listening to all advice, has issued a directive and expects all commanders... Wait a second. We already did this. Oh, this is just to say that the final results from last time. Yep. Not that I like it this way. My progress in the north is maybe worse than any other theater, but... Okay, bonuses. What do we have? Von Lieb is going to get everyone. Von Bach is going to get the Panzer groups. That's good. And pretty much everyone in the south. What a strange turn. 6th Army. I called them 8th Army, but I meant 6th Army. They still have the artillery. And 6 decisions. Not even that many decisions. 9, 7, 2 plus. 17,000. I like to see that. I think we're capped at 55,000. I mean, I don't know, but I just see this nice even number, and that seems to make sense as the maximum. Hopefully that fuel is now being diverted to other locations. Gearfighter Dietrich is a full-time warrior. He worries about the war, his promotion, prospects, and even the damage we are doing to the Rustland. Given the chance, he will chew your head off with his concerns. Sven was especially unlucky as he got cornered. Gearfighter Dietrich told him all about the trouble he was having with his bowel movements. Ah, yes. A fellow bowel movement talker. I've been told that we are 120 kilometers southeast of Smolensk, now occupying or patrolling the famous Smolensk pocket. So that's going to do it for this episode, but boy, we survived another one. Let's just see, how's that supply doing? 0, 4, 3, 2. Oh, it's looking good. It's looking very good. It's looking fantastic. I think we've done it. I think we've secured it. That should be it. That should be all she wrote. You can look forward to seeing how many units we're going to pull home in the casualties list next time, which reminds me, of course. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. So here's our turn 20, round 20, I should say, surge. And it looks like with the decay, and that red decay is only a fraction of what we should see. Actually, we have one more pocket to close down here as well. So this could be a very, very good turn for us. I mean, anybody with half a brain is probably predicting the same. No surprises there. We'll review the history, we'll go through the next turn, and I think that we're well on our way to Moscow, to Rostov, and the only tricky one might be Leningrad. Until the next one, thanks for watching, and take care.